Why Saudi Arabia? I mean, like they support Israel, but then Lopez supports Palestine because they have that obligation in Israel. But then, well,
Because they have the duty. Look, Saudi Arabia is the emblematic country of Sunni Islam. If Saudi Arabia, which has a lot of criticism around what they represent, because Saudi Arabia, you know, the fact that they have such close ties to the Western world, there are those who see them as just another wealthy country that doesn't care about the Islamic world. That's why it's mostly about vindicating themselves. And in front of the Islamic world, they have to protect the Palestinian cause because this is one of the causes that represents them the most, one of the strongest feelings in the Islamic world. As I mentioned elsewhere, Islam has this aspiration because Israel doesn't exist. That's the truth. So the Islam in most of its factions, not all, there are Zionist factions within Islam, but in many of its factions. And one of the arguments of this narrative is the existence of freedom for the Palestinians. And that's why Saudi Arabia outwardly must show its support for this cause. Outwardly, Saudi Arabia is really a country that inwardly, that is among, look, there is in Arabic they say mushmina. Mushmina, they are the ones who are not one of us. Palestinians in general are mushmina. They are not one of us. They don't consider them to be on the same level as, as the Saudis. In fact, in the Arab world, they see Palestinians as people from, let's say, how can I put it, a different social stratum, not to say a lower one. And that's why Saudi Arabia outwardly has to show this diplomatic side. But behind closed doors, as we've seen, it has a close relationship with the United States, with Israel. And that's the truth. In fact, it was to the point that before October 7th, it was this close to signing a normalization and peace agreement with Israel. And that was at the expense of the Palestinian issue. And so that's why you see how really behind the scenes things happen that we see, like how it happens in practice. But Saudi Arabia doesn't say it publicly. They've always operated this way on a geopolitical level, like the Gulf countries. Generally, they don't boast publicly and then act differently. Like Iran is one of those that boasts publicly and has a foreign policy just like that. And behind closed doors, they don't have much to hide because of that.